Controversial nuclear hellfire take coming out right now. Fallout 4 is a great game, and the hate for it is blown out of proportion. Yet, very valid criticisms to what makes Fallout the gaming franchise we, the children of Adam, have grown to love, explore, and rely on Oxhorn to lore dump us with.
I want to go back to West Virginia. I want to go back to the land I love.
Before we continue to the main analysis, let's get the critical hit markers out the way. The dialogue choices are fucking abysmal. More simple than simply lemonade being poured out by a simpleton, filled to the brim with simplicity. What the fuck are these options, Bethesda? I've seen a pre-K mental deficient child write better dialogue with whiteout on the whitest paper ever. This shit is ridiculous, and it doesn't help that you can skip the dialogue and your character grunts like a troglodyte learning how to make sex noises for the first time.
Anyways, you put a spin on it by holding it here, and then you can actually hold it like this. Now,
Companions are a mixed bag for me. Some, like McCready and Nick Valentine, are spectacular, where Pepper and Carrie are lackluster. I love myself a crackhead Kate over a criminal Cage. The DLCs are decent, with Far Harbor being the best one, and Nuka-Cola World being mediocre that can break the game if you choose to do it first. This is fucking stupid. The skill system is great, and I don't know why people hate it. I believe it's just their nostalgia being hurt. I get it though. The cool names of each perk and skill are creative, but we are the sole survivor who were invited into Vote 111. So the little poster format is an in-world explanation which I love. The world isn't empty like some say. New Vegas and 3 felt fucking emptier than my heart. I see encounters in those games that are memorable, but so are the ones in Fallout 4. My favorite encounters in 4 just have to be the most famous meme to ever come out of the game.
What are you doing about the jet problem in our community?
How about the settlement problem? Another settlement needs our help. I'll mark it on your map.
I have a confession to make to y'all. I love helping people. I don't know if it's because of my religious background, if it was the kindergarten rule of treat others how you want to be treated, or if it's because I want people to like me. Either way, I love to help people, from giving a dollar to the less unfortunate to being a walking shoulder for those to cry on. Unlike Mr. Beast, I try not to fake my charity or misrepresent my philanthropy. I take my real world philosophy into the games I play. I will always end Red Dead Redemption as honorable. I will always demonstrate a good example as Carble for Emily. I will always answer the call when a settlement needs our help. But why? According to this Mental Health Foundation article, those of us who are kind and compassionate experience clear benefits to our well being and happiness. We may even live longer. Kindness also reduces stress and improves our emotional well being. I agree. Whenever I am going through a depressive episode, or how the cool kids call it, having a bad time, I notice I start to be more charitable than usual. This is an There is an increase in our optimism, happiness, and satisfaction according to Given Kind. Kindness is choosing to do something that helps others or yourself, motivated by genuine warm feelings. Helping others can also benefit our mental health. It can reduce stress, improve mood, self esteem, and happiness. It can strengthen social connections. Face to face activism can help reduce loneliness and isolation. In a world of nuclear winter storms and radiated fogs, I do believe the act of kindness in the form of activism can make the Commonwealth a better place for the survivors. Raiders, super mutants, and death claws can surely bum someone out, but the sole survivor is the arbiter of hope if we team up with the Minutemen. I am a history nerd, and the Minutemen were one of the coolest things I've learned in school. The real life Minutemen were the Massachusetts militia in response to those damned lobster redbacks invading our fair land of the USA. I may also have a hidden bias that favors Fallout 4 because I was given the chance to visit the Commonwealth of Boston years ago for a program called National Young Leadership Conference, or NYLC. I was able to visit Salem, Lexington, Concord, and Boston. I shit you not, I visited the battlefield in Concord, and that shit was silent. Dead still, like if you're walking to the 9/11 memorial or Auschwitz. The frequency was dead still. It felt like I was being watched by something from within the thick forest. And I swear to God, hand on the fucking Bible, Torah, and Quran, and any other fucking religious textbook, I saw a red orange orb floating in the forest. There was no fog, no mist. Nothing would obstruct the orb. It was just legit floating in between the trees. That shit still haunts me today. What should haunt the Raiders of the Commonwealth should be Preston Garvey's Minutemen faction. The meme is a classic, but being able to be the olive branch of peace feels exciting. Although acts of kindness for other people can make us feel good, we need to also keep in mind why we are doing it, which is for their benefit, not ours. This is very true. The Minutemen faction is the only faction that isn't selfish. The Brotherhood don't care about people. They only want to rule with their fascist big stick policy. The institution are the legit bad guys. The railroad is decent, but they only want to save themselves and other saints like them. I always find myself playing along with the Minutemen because they indeed are the only ones who want to help the settlers of the Commonwealth. Who knows if Preston Garvey is religious, but these Bible quotes sure do describe his mission and vision for the future of the Commonwealth. Now that we are done with the psychological side of the video, let's get to what I think makes Fallout 4 unique and special than any other games. The settlement building mechanic. My only criticism to this is that not everything fucking sticks perfectly, and it's a real bitch to try to design your fort. But that's okay. I love this part of the game by a landslide. It's great that they brought it back in Fallout 76, but it's a watered down version. You can make your own house, your own base, and that's cool and all, but Fallout 4, I get to be the king with a kingdom spreading across the Commonwealth. This makes me feel like the very first pilgrims landing on Plymouth Rock. I get to create my own Jamestown and design it the way I want to. I like how Sanctuary is huge and neighborly, while Abernathy Farm is homey and personal. Before we can indoctrinate these survivors to our cause, we must offer them a reason why they should trust us. Each settlement can have a mission correlating to it. You either take out raiders terrorizing the settlement or settle disputes between families like you do at Finch Farm. One of my favorite settlements in the game is the one being managed by Mr. Handybots, whose sole goal is to garden for the future of humanity. Plus, you can win a free car! Once we gain the trust, respect, and loyalty of our fellow survivors, they will join the Minutemen faction. Hooray! Here's your canvas bag that's actually cheap linen material, courtesy of Bethesda's line department. Now, we get to the part I really love about Fallout 4. The settlement building mechanic is something beyond joy, creativity, and wackiness. Why not rebuild the practice of slavery with a labor camp? Maybe you can roleplay as a doped up meth fiend who took over an alleyway, making it your own one way street of death, luxury for the homeless, or your personal vacation timeshare. Or you can be a nerd and recreate Winston Churchill's war room. Someone did this on the Reddit forum r/Fallout Settlement. Adding mods can even increase the creative fluids within you. More options, more wackiness, more creativity is always great for improving the Commonwealth. The main reason why I love the settlement mechanic has to be chalked down to me playing Fallout 1 and 2. Seeing these polygonic towns looking silly like, did the survivors just post up in the middle of the desert? There's a lack of buildings, scenery, and life in general. Yes, I know it's an old video game with limited capacity, but it's fun to see a random town being placed in the middle of nowhere when we know California and Los Angeles is packed to the HBO Max with suburbs, homeless encampments, and Gavin Newsom's bloated ego. For me personally, I like to demonstrate what America should be and needs to be. I want my settlements to be able to defend themselves with guns and turrets. My people need their livable conditions met. And I am the government authoritative leader here. I believe I must provide for them. Sorry, Liberty Prime, but we need a little bit of minor socialist practices here. We must provide clean water, unlike Governor Whitmer did with Flint, Michigan. Their stomachs must be filled. No great leap forward programs here, folks. Just full plates and spilled radiated cram. But we just don't have a survival quota to satisfy, but their happiness as well. Teddy Roosevelt has a quote he said when he lost his second wife, and I like to live life by it now. I would have gone mad if I wasn't so employed. Our people need jobs from harvesting crops to defending the home front. Once you level up enough, you are able to start creating stores and eventually create a marketplace. You can also start a supply chain line, which helps out those settlements with limited work area and terrible conditions for producing vital resources for the settlers. I love using the Mr. Handy Farm as a source for food for all the surrounding settlements, while I use Warwick Homestead as a major dam for water dispersal. All this settlement management makes me feel like I am in control of restoring the Commonwealth to its former glory. I love helping these settlers in any way I can. Plus, doing the Minutemen faction missions leads you to earning a giant fucking cannon that you can launch rockets anywhere and everywhere you want for additional firepower. The castle is also amazing to decorate and customize because this is your main hub of the Minutemen faction. So why wouldn't you want to beauty bomb it up, Queens, as you slay your adversaries in 1950s fashion? This is the most I can say about Fallout 4 related to the subject matter. I would love to see this mechanic make its way back into future Bethesda games because this aspect of Fallout 4 is what really matters to me. I usually let Sean rot in his bed at the institution because, fuck Sean, the Commonwealth needs a real leader with impeccable fashion taste. What makes Fallout 4 a good or bad game to you? What faction do you prefer joining? What new mechanics or old ones do you want Bethesda to include in their future games? Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more, please. This is Overreact, going back to the Commonwealth to make more shitty buildings. Let's go.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle,
Jingle jangle,
as I go riding merrily along.
jingle jangle.
And they sing